What's happening? It's the river and ain't nothing but some more of it. So check this out. Like and subscribe before this video starts. I'm gonna have a lot more content coming. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I am MCD Swift, aka Reverend Swift. So I just want to weigh in on Charleston J. White versus the Asian community. Now, other than a lot of the coonery, buffoonery that he does and the over-the-top antics that he does, but I think sometimes he just does that to get people's attention and get people all riled up so they'll tune in, and then he can give them the message that he really wants to give them. That's just my personal opinion. Write in the comments what your opinion is. But I want to start off by saying I do not condone any type of racism, any type of hatred, any type of prejudice. That's just not what I do. But I do agree with some of the things that he says, and I'll break those things down. A lot of the things that he says regarding the Black community, he has a point. We don't take care of our own at times. We don't stand up for the things that we need to stand up for. And we do allow people to use us. The African American male is not one of or the most mimicked human being on planet Earth. People want to get their hair done like us. They want to walk like us. They want to talk like us. They try to play basketball like us, football like us. They try to steal our lingo because we naturally have something that people gravitate to. Not saying that other races are bad. I just love mine. I have Asian friends. I have Indian friends, Arabic friends, Mexican friends. If you're a human being and you cool with me. Because it's some BS Black people that I don't get along with. It's some BS Asian people I don't get along with. But we have to learn to differentiate between what's a prejudice and what people are when they just being flat out racist. Now, when the Asian people were getting killed and all that stuff was going on, I felt for them. But when Black people get killed, I feel for them even more because I am Black. And I've been in situations where I didn't know if I was going to make it out of those situations. Case in point, we have to teach our children when you get pulled over by the police, it's certain ways you have to behave. Even today, when I get pulled over by the police, I turn my car off, put my keys on the dash, roll my window down, stick my hands out the window. When they pull up and they ask me for my driver's license, sir, I'm going for my driver's license. This hand still out the window. Because I'm right-handed. So this hand still, my left hand still out the window, my right hand getting the license. When he asks for my registration, sir, I'm going in my glove box to get my registration. Because you don't know if they're going to say you was trying to go for a weapon or anything and shoot you dead. So we have to teach our children that not only do you have to be more cautious, sometimes you have to be overly nice in situations because they expect for us to be angry and ornery and yelling, and not to say that in situations where I feel disrespected, I'm not going to handle my business, because at all times I'm going to do that. Respect means more to me than anything. And when disrespected, I'm going to die behind that. If my family is disrespected, I'm going to die behind that. So I understand what he says in certain instances. And let's get on the subject of different races using the word nigger. What we can't do is get mad when other races use the word nigger when we taught them that is in every song, it's in every movie. When people are just talking in normal conversations, that's in normal conversations. The only time we get upset about, you gotta use the same energy all the time. The times that we get upset is when we're angry and somebody says nigga to us. Now we in an uproar and we wanna fight. But I just watched this man sit there and call these people gooks and papa son and mama son and all these type of things. Like, those things aren't offensive. Those are terrible things to say to somebody. I think we have to be more tolerant to people's differences and races and just the injustices around the world, around your own community. Everybody has faced some type of racism, some type of injustice. And if they say that they haven't, they living in a bubble. And they don't be outside for real. Because this world is full of that. But like I said, Charleston White, he says a lot of crazy things, like the things he said about Pimp C I didn't agree with. Partially because I'm a Pimp C fan. But not only that, it's like, dude, this man has children. He has a wife. You know, people that loved him and respected him, not just from a fan standpoint, but as their father, as a husband, a brother, you know, a son even. Like, and the things that we say do affect other people. Because you could do a lot of good. And from what I gather and from what I see in your community, you know, I salute you. You do a lot of good. But sometimes the off-court antics, because it's just like a basketball player. They could be the best basketball player in the world. But their off-court antics can mess up the good that they do on the court. Because people are not looking at the things that you're good at anymore, or the things that you contribute anymore. They just looking to the fact that he said this or he did this, and that's terrible. Let's cancel him. You know, so let's just be careful at the things that we do and the things that we say. And for us, the whole gang banging and blood and crip thing, there's good and bad in everything. Just like there's good and bad in people, there's good and bad in organizations. I know, to me, it's no different than being in a fraternity or a sorority. You know, it's a group of people. They can choose to do good, they can choose to do bad. Everything in life is a choice. People choose to do good, people choose to do bad. People choose to handle situations violently or diplomatically. This is like the thing with him and Bosco. Oh my goodness. And I like Bosco. But the way that he berated Bosco and just went off and talked crazy to this man, oh my God. Now, I will say this though. Sometimes Charleston is a walking contradiction. He'll say one thing on one video and I'll be like, man, I agree with him. And then he'll get on another video and I'm like, you take one step forward and 5 steps backwards. But I get it though. You know what I'm saying? I get what he's doing. He kind of took, he like Tommy Sotomayor, Bosco, Lowski being real. He like all these people on YouTube wrapped up in one person. And cause one minute he like gangster like Lowski, and the next minute he funny like Bosco. He's political like Tommy. You know what I'm saying? And these are all people that I look at and I'm fans of and I enjoy their content. So this is not a hate video to anyone or criticizing anyone. This is just my opinion, my personal opinion. I would love to get into helping the youth because I've been through situations just like Charleston has been through situations and been reformed and, put on a different track. But as far as him saying that people need prison, I don't agree with that, sir. Because one time I got in trouble, that was my last time. I've been on the straight and narrow ever since. Prison was not for me, and I was not going, sir. I changed up absolutely, positively everything I had to change for me to be a productive member of society and push forth to make sure that the legacy that I leave behind for my children, my loved ones, and the people that look up to me and believe in me, they can be proud of. When people mention me, when they mention Swift, I want them to be like, hey man, that was a good dude. He gave back. He treated people with respect. He didn't bully anybody. He didn't berate people. And because this, well, that Charleston to get on a tandem and go crazy. Go crazy. I saw when he, bro, you a funny dude. The stuff with 17, the hog and the play money, bro, you are a funny dude, bro. But you have, I can honestly say, you have done a lot to make people think. I will say that. You've done a lot to make people think. Just like the interview with Vlad, the interview with Sean Cotton, the Say Cheese interview. Like, I watch a lot of your stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you showing your wife and your kids and all. But see, this is weird, though. Because one minute, he's showing his wife and he showing his kids and you a loving father and all that. And then the next minute, you talking about you a pimp and this how you treat your hoe and this how, when my bitch get out of line, I talk to her like this. And I'm like, what do you got going on, bro? But I get it, man. A lot of this is entertainment. Like you said, this is your on-camera persona. And in real life, you probably not like that, So I get it, but I just feel like we have to say what we mean and mean what we say. And understand that there are consequences to the things that we say because there is power in the tongue. So when you say if New Yorkers or you say if people from California and you talk about the Asian community and you talk about the Jewish community, you talk about all these people, there are always consequences for your actions. So we have to be mindful of the things that we say and the things that we do. You might not be scared and you may think that, you ready for this and you ready for that. But what we always think about is what we gonna do. But we never think about what the other person is gonna do. You think when somebody leave the house, they think that we're gonna get into it with somebody and I'm gonna wanna fight them and then they gonna pull out a gun and kill me. Like, you don't never think that. So you have to be prepared for everything. It's just like driving a car. You don't have to drive for yourself. You have to drive for everybody else that's around you because this person may not be paying attention and you may have to do an audible swerve real quick or do something else to protect yourself. So at the end of the day, man, we just all have to respect where everyone else is coming from and respect the differences. Yes, I do feel like in the Asian community, when they go to the nail shops and all that, I seen them same videos that you saw when the black women getting jumped on and all this stuff is going on. But all we see is the ending, but we never see the beginning. And not to say that it's never okay for them to put their hands on our women and talk to them crazy and do all of that. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is we always jump to conclusions without knowing all the facts. But like, subscribe, more content coming soon. The Rev speaks, one to grow on.